My Only Refuge, Episode 7. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Enmity in this world always has a reason. One of the reasons mentioned in the Holy Quran for some people's enmity towards others is, strangely enough, the latter group's belief, their faith in God, in the Day of Judgment, in the Quran, in the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, in Amir al-Mu'mineen, Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now it might be understandable to see extreme bitterness, even enmity, between two sides of a fiscal disagreement, or sense animosity in someone who has been harmed or wronged toward their transgressor. But why should there be any resentment, let alone enmity, towards someone simply because they believe? In verse 82 of Surah Al-Ma'idah, God says, "You will surely find the most hostile people towards the believers to be the Jews and the idolaters." Idolaters are basically those who would like to add on and attach something to God's divine system from themselves. They want to say you can obtain the rules by which you are supposed to lead your life from other sources. They want to portray their own chosen ones as idols who are in connection with God. These are enemies to those who only believe in God and only obey God, especially regarding His chosen messengers and their religious obligations. When I read this verse, I may think, well, the believers have always had enemies, and it's only logical that these enemies are of other religions. But surprisingly, the verse goes on to say, وَلَتَجِدَنَّ أَقْرَبَهُمْ مَوَدَّةً لِلَّذِينَ آمَنُوا الَّذِينَ قَالُوا إِنَّا نَصَارَى. And you will find the most affectionate of them towards the believers to be those who say, "We are Christians." ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ مِنْهُمْ قِسِّيسِينَ وَرُهْبَانًا وَأَنَّهُمْ لَا يَسْتَكْبِرُونَ. Amongst whom some are reverend priests and monks, and they are not arrogant. In a narration of our hadith literature about these Christians, they are described as a group of Christians who lived after Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, awaiting the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him and his family. They did not long for worldly things. They were not strongly attached to this material world. They were not arrogant. These three characteristics are very interesting. Waiting and yearning to meet the one sent by God, being indifferent to the world, and not being arrogant. In the next verse, God says that when this group hear the Prophet, peace be upon him and his family, reciting the Holy Quran, their tears start to run down. Then they pray, and this has made them kind to those who believe. Amongst the religious people of the world, there are some who await the Prophet's last descendant, Imam Mahdi, Ajjalallahu Ta'ala Farajahu Sharif. They are not arrogant, and he will come, and God willing, they will rejoice in seeing him.